Hi, I'm Danny and these are my Diecast Disasters. In this video I'm going to be trying out some new Vallejo colour change paints that I bought the other day. They're called the Shifters and they give you that effect where you can see a different colour depending on which angle you're looking at the object from. This is the first time I've tried these paints and I thought I'd test them out on a couple of Hot Wheels Ferrari 308 GTBs. This casting was originally released way back in 1978 as part of the Flying Colours series, and they produced it all the way through until 2004. It was originally called the Racebait308. It's also been called Quick Trick, Street Beast, and the Ferrari 308 GTB. Quick Trick and Racebait. Those are a couple of names for some toy cars. This silver version here was released in 2001. And the blue one was from the final run in 2004. So let's crack on with it and take our Ferraris apart. There's two posts in each one. They've got nice solid metal bases on them. So I'll drill out these posts here with a 4mm drill. Then I can pop the bottoms off and take them apart. There's the silver one all taken apart. And the blue one. One of the bases is painted as well, so I have to just pop these wheels and axles out of here before I strip it. Just cutting through the axles with a cutting disc on my rotary tool. And then I can use some paint stripper, paint it all over the castings, and all the paint will wrinkle up, and then I can wash it off with some water. Here they are after paint stripping. There's a little bit of paint left on the silver one. Interesting to note that both the bases are slightly different here. See, this one's got a little bit more reinforcement on it there. I give all the parts a good clean up with a wire wheel on my rotary tool. See, it's getting rid of all that scraps of paint there and the oxidation off of the castings. And there we go, they're all cleaned up, looking a lot shinier now. Next I drill and tap the posts on the car bodies so I can put them back together later on with some little screws. And once I've got that done I can move on with painting. So I start off with some black primer on both of the cars. Here are my sets of the Shifters colour shifting paint from Vallejo. The colours I've chosen to use on these cars is the electric blue and violet and the red and gold. And here are the bottles. It's interesting, they don't look remotely like the colours that are described, but I'll have to see when I spray them on. Both my Ferraris were given 2 coats of the colour shift paint, and here they are afterwards. I'm only going to show you them from one angle for now. Next I printed out some little tiny Ferrari badges and also some 308 license plates. I then cut out the little Ferrari badges, and I'm using a tiny amount of PVA glue. I've watered it down a little bit, and I'll use that to stick the badge in place. And I finish off both my Ferrari bodies with 3 coats of gloss clear. The bases were both painted black. And then I detailed the rear lights there. And again, using a little bit of watered down PVA to put the 308 custom license plates on the rears there. And the bases were finished with a satin varnish. Moving on to the interiors now. Look, they're a little bit grubby, so I give them a wash in some soapy water. And then one of the interiors I've just painted black here, and the other one I hit it with some white primer, and then painted it a very light tan and did a little bit of detailing, and I painted the rear grills there black. Moving on to the windscreens. No cracks or anything, but both the front windscreens are quite badly scuffed. I give them both a good sanding with some 2000 grit sandpaper, and then they get the plastic polish treatment. It's not the easiest thing to polish. This smoky Hot Wheels plastic is quite rubbery, but I get them looking pretty good in the end. And finally, these are the old grody wheels that were on it. I'm going to be replacing them with some aftermarket ones. They're not actually proper Ferrari wheels, of course, but it's not like you can just pop down to the shop and get some 64th scale Ferrari wheels, so I thought these ones looked pretty good. They're still 5-spoke. And here are all the parts of our 2 Ferraris, refurbished, repainted in a colour change, and ready to go back together. Just before we take a look at the finished cars, let's take a moment to look back and be reminded of what we started with. Here's our little blue Ferrari. Here's our little blue Hot Wheels Ferrari 308 GTB from the final run in 2004. This is definitely the most scruffy of the two. It's got a bit of chipping to the paint there and some rubbed off tampos, those grotty wheels. And here it is with the colour shifting makeover using the Vallejo The Shifters paints. And this is the gold and red. I think you can definitely see the colour shifting quite dramatically there between sort of a light red and that gold. It's almost a greeny gold. Does look a bit more intense in real life, but the camera definitely did the best job of catching the colour change effect on this car out of the two of them. It's also been detailed inside with some new tan seats there. It's got those nice new gold aftermarket wheels and a nice custom license plate there. I'm really happy with how it's come out. I think they're my favourite shaped Ferrari. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. I bet a fair few of you had these little Ferraris as toys when you were growing up. They definitely had a long run, and I'm sure most of them are probably still around because they're pretty tough. So we'll move on to the other Ferrari. It's our silver one from 2001. This is the better nick of the two cars. It's mainly just got that badly scuffed windscreen. Slightly chipped paint job. Even the wheels are actually in pretty good condition, but it could be said that it's not the most exciting car in the plain silver there. So let's give it a colour shifting makeover. And here it is, our other little Ferrari 308. This is the blue and intense violet. Again, you can really see the colour shift there from that electric blue to the purple. This one is a lot more intense in real life. It really does look totally purple or blue if you catch it from the right angles. This is probably my favourite of the two, mainly because I just like that intense electric blue. And of course this one's been left with the black interior. It's got the silver wheels and detailed with the badge and the 308 license plate as well. Again, I'm really happy with how this car's come out. Let us know which car you like the best in the comments down below. Do you think the colour change effect is very good? Do you think you'll buy some and try it on your own cars? Before I go, I'd just like to thank everyone for the support, their great comments and likes on my videos. Massive thanks to my awesome Patreon supporters. If you'd like to help support the channel as well, you can check out my Patreon page. There's a link in the description below, as well as a link where you can get a discount on Starbond, Superglue and accelerators. Thanks heaps for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did and you'd like to see more similar stuff, remember to subscribe and click the bell. Give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends.